we're in the middle of hurricane season. How confident are you, nearly a decade since Katrina hit New Orleans, that the city is prepared to weather the next storm?
I'd say a couple of things. One, the hurricane flood walls, the levees, the protection is better than it's been ever before. And you saw that they were tested with Gustav, with Ike, with Isaac, and you saw that the pumps and the walls and the levees worked for the most part the way they were supposed to. There were a few minor glitches, and the Corps has been addressing those. So on one hand, I would tell you the levees and the flood walls are stronger than they were before. Secondly, however, I tell you can never build a wall that's going to keep out the water and the hurricanes forever. The only way to truly provide enough protection for a city like New Orleans and other densely populated areas are through multiple layers of defense. You have to have barrier islands, you have to have coastal restoration, and a lot of that work's going on, but it's an ongoing work in progress. So that leads me to my third point. I think the flood walls are stronger than they were before. I think they're working on building. It'll take time and it'll take resources to continue rebuilding the coast that's been eroding for so many years. But this leads me to my third and most important point. We tell everybody at the beginning of every hurricane season, we beat this message over and over and over, and I hope that people just remember one thing out there when it comes to hurricanes. You hope for the best, you prepare for the worst. Now what does that mean? That means if the storm is coming, don't wait until that weekend to make sure you've got your medications, you've got your batteries, you've got your drinkable water, you've got non-perishable food, but you also need an evacuation plan. At some point, if the local leaders tell you you need to leave town, the state's done a good job. The local communities, I think, are working better together about providing shelters, providing buses, providing transportation. But you shouldn't depend on others. You should make a plan for yourself. Now, again, the state will be there for people who can't help themselves, who absolutely need that help. There will be those resources. But the best thing you can do is to make a plan for yourself, make a plan for your neighbor, your loved ones. If you've got elderly relatives, those with disabilities, look on them, make a plan for them. If we all take responsibility for ourselves and say, okay, if a storm is coming, before the storm comes, think through our minds, where would I go? And we can't all go to the same place, so try to figure out what relative you have that lives away from the coast. Think about when you would go. You don't want to be the last person in line at the gas station. You don't want to be at the hardware store buying the last piece of wood or the last bottle of water. So it doesn't take a whole lot of work, but just a little bit of preparation, get a hurricane kit available at the beginning of the season. I think we'll take that personal responsibility. And again, the state does have a responsibility to help those that can't help themselves, and will help those that, for whatever reason, get caught in a tough situation. But it's better for people, it's better for first responders if they come up with a plan. So the city's safer, but when it comes to Mother Nature, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. And if you do that, it's just another, we joke about it, it's a cost of living in paradise down here. Everywhere they've got their challenge. You've got earthquakes in the west, you've got tornadoes in the middle of our country, you've got mudslides. There's always something. But the good news is I think that our people are resilient and they keep bouncing back after storm after storm.
Absolutely. Governor, thank you so much.
Well, enjoy your visit to New Orleans, and thank you for coming here to Baton Rouge.
Sure, absolutely.